So we just ended a sermon series on hearing from God, right? Great series, loved it. Everybody else, right? So there's a lot of. We don't usually spend that long on something, but it was one of those things where we just I want to hear from God. I want you to hear from God. I want this church to hear from God. So we just sat in it, spent some extra time in it, and I thought it was really good, and I think it will lead us where we need to go. The prayer things we have every other week, I encourage you to go to that. Ask for God to hear. Ask for God to send you something so you'll hear what he has to say. So, confession. I grew up Southern Baptist, right? So this Pentecostal stuff, the dreams and visions and hearing from God and audible voices and all of that, that's not in my wheelhouse, right? But I know it's there, and I know God talks. I know God interacts with us, 100%. So part of my learning through all of this was being more comfortable with things that are different than what I grew up with, right? That's what I hope we all do in all of the things we do. We all come from different places, so we learn from each other. We learn from things that we see. We get into the scriptures and then we see what it says, and then we do something with it. Every week we do something with it. So I had one of those moments this month, and I'm just warning you, probably because I'm tired and probably because I'm caffeined up, I'm already emotional. So it's going to be one of those weeks, right? So Vicky, get your stuff ready. Because she cries when I cry, so figured I'd warn her so she'll be ready. So I'm praying for God to tell me stuff. I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that feels like, right? I know he talks to me. I know he leads me, but let's do something, right? So middle of the night I wake up, and I work in an adult high school. People are coming back to school for something that happened in their life. They're coming back, right? Starting over, starting new. I've got a variety of people I work with and do school with. It's an amazing place. I'll talk about it for days. So what I heard was, you need to hug. We're going to call him Drew. You need to hug Drew. Okay, so first of all, that's weird. So I'm a hugger, right? But not at work, not with students, with my friends, with the people I know, right? I'm a hugger, right? Hugging is not something I do at school, right? A little fist bump, a little high five, a little encouraging word, right? Second of all, this guy is different, grizzly, standoffish. I know him and we've talked, but not he's not one of my people, right? So God waking me up in the middle of the night saying, you need to hug this guy. I was like, okay, I'm game, but you're going to have to make this happen. Because I can't come up with this, right? I can't come up with a way I can do that. You can't just walk up to him and go, yo, what's up? Can't pull that out of the bag, right? That's not in there. So fast forward a few days. It's the end of the term. Students are leaving. There's this weird space where exams are happening, but not all of them are happening, right? So there's not a lot of students there. There's just kind of a dead space. So Drew walks into my office. And he's obviously struggling with something. He's having a hard day. He's talking 100 miles an hour, right? And I'm sitting there going, whoa, right? He says, you're a prayer, right? Yep. He says, well, I need prayer. So then he starts walking in circles and praying. Now, again, I'm not from a Pentecostal background, so I don't know if I'm supposed to jump in right? You know, you AG people know what I'm talking about, right? Like everybody prays at the same time, and it's like, right. So I don't know if I'm supposed to jump in or if I'm supposed to be next, right? So I just sit there, as a good Baptist would do. Then he says, I had a dream last night. I was with a bunch of people. There were flames over our heads. Then it started raining on me. And my flame went out. And he said, so somebody come up and hugged me, and my light came back on. My flame went back up. What do you think that means? I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know, but I'm going to be the one to hug you, so come here. And I gave him a hug, and he hugged. You know when people hug, right? Like it's not like, get off me, right? He was hugging me. Then he kind of growled and left. The students are gone for the next 2 weeks. Right? So I'm sitting there in my chair going, what just happened? Am I going to get a call from HR? Am I Pentecostal now? Like, what's going on, right? Two weeks go by when I see him again. He comes and pokes his head in and he says, hey, my flame's on. It's little and it's blue, but it's on. It just keeps on going. So first of all, God will answer prayers when you ask. He may even put you in weird situations you've never been in before. I hope for your introverts not. I hope there's other ways he does that for you. But he will do that. But what it got me thinking was, how do we do that all the time, right? There was this visual that he had of the flame above his head and it going out and somebody encouraging him, somebody hugging him and the light coming back on. And then the thought in his mind is it's going to keep growing. He just needed that reminder that it was there, right? So how do we do that all the time? So this first popped into my head. Right? For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline. Okay, obvious. Flame is in there, right? My brain catalog just went to flame, right? It's that other same picture like in Acts 2 where the Holy Spirit showed up the first time. They had little flames in their head, right? They were waiting for the Holy Spirit. Jesus left. They're waiting for the Holy Spirit to come. They're sitting in a room waiting, and the Holy Spirit shows up. Something totally different. They walk out. Peter and those guys start preaching and talking, and everybody hears it in their own language. It's amazing. Thousands of people added to the church in the next few just short days. What does it mean to fan the like? I started asking, like, when I study the Bible, when I talk to my boys and we talk to a small group and we talk about reading the Bible, one of the things we do is ask the question, like, what's in there? What do you see? What are the questions of it? Fan into flame the gift of God. What does that mean? Does it mean we can lose the flame of God? Does it mean it can diminish? Does it, like, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean to fan the flame? So that made me read more and more, because you don't just read a verse, right? You read. the context, all of it. This is a passage in the middle of at least the second letter to Timothy that Paul is writing. And he's reminding him that things are going to get hard. Timothy is a young man in Ephesus, which is the hub of everything. Paul has been there for 3 years, sends him to be the backup, right, to be the next guy, right? So he's following Paul, right? And he's in Ephesus, and it's going to be hard. You're going to run into some things you've never seen before. You're going to have people push you back. There's riots in the street. Like, this is all happening. Paul is telling him, you can do this. So really, Paul is the one fanning the flame in Timothy. Timothy, you can do this. How many of you ever built a fire? Like out in the woods, got a little circle, right? Got your rocks, got your dirt, make your little teepee of wood, put your kindling inside, light it, give it a little, get it going, right? Watch that thing grow, start tending it, put on some bigger logs, let it go, right? Let it grow. You give it a little blow, right? But not too much, because you could blow it out. Just enough to get it going. Then once you get it going, you have to do stuff, right? You have to add more wood. You got to move things around. You got to poke it a little, right? There's action steps with the wood, with the fire. You don't just light it and go, right? Not like the gas fires we have now where you literally light it and go. You have to work it, you have to do it, you have to do something with it. That's the picture I want to paint here of fanning the flame. I don't want to take this analogy too far. I don't think the flame can go away. Once God is in you, he's in you, right? Nothing can take you from my hand. Promises throughout the Bible. I don't think the power lessens. I don't think anything goes away. I heard a preacher say one time it leaks out of our ears, and I'm like, that's crazy. Right? Preachers. But I do think our awareness of that does. The power's there, the strength is there, God is there, but our awareness diminishes. We get distracted. We forget we have access to that power. We forget that God is right there with us. It's one of the big things with the last sermon series, right, was God is there. He wants to interact with you. He wants to be with you. Somehow we get to a place like Drew was, where it doesn't feel like God's there. Doesn't feel like anything's moving. Doesn't feel like anything's touching. Doesn't feel like there's any heat, right? You feel like your flame is out. How do we keep that flame awareness? There's a part you play in your own faith journey. We did a discipleship series not long ago. There's a part you play, right? You need to read, you need to do, you need to interact, you need to do all these things. Great series, go back and listen to it. But I look at the Christian life as more it's a community effort. We're all in this together. When I feel distant, when I feel discouraged, when I feel drained, more often than not, it's another person in my group. This is the one that pushes me up. It's another person in my circle who comes and reminds me who I am. They come along and remind me who I am and what God is doing in me, through me, around me. That's what I want to talk about today. I think the best way to stay lit, had to be done, right? Get the bad joke out of the way, right? The best way to stay lit is to help each other. Boom. Lights out. Now you know that's a good joke. So first, how do we do it? Right? Is this a slide in every talk we do? Right? Oh, we're going to talk about love again. Dear friends, okay. I learned this as a song in King James. Beloved, let us love one another. For love is of God, and everyone that loveth is born of God, and knoweth God. He that loveth not, knoweth not God, for God is love. Beloved, let us love one another. 1 John 4:7-8. 1 John 4:7-8. That's what Becky does back there with the kids, right? It works. It sticks, right? This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son in the world that we might live through him. We talk about love a lot. H spent last week reviewing the series, and it was basically a love sermon, right? We spend so much time on this because it's the starting point. It's the foundation. It's the base. Without love, nothing works. But it's not just any love. It's God's love. It's that hard love that asks us to do hard things, to do different things, to reach outside of ourselves, to love our enemies, to comfort those in need, to pay attention to what's going on in people's lives, to strengthen, to do, like all of those things. That's the basis. When it comes to fanning someone's flame, when it comes to moving someone, to reminding them that they are who they are in God, you have to love them. First, you have to love them. You have to care enough to look and see their flame is out. You have to care enough, you have to love enough to look and see they're having a hard time. Right? It all starts with love. Sounds simple, but it's not. We have to get outside of ourselves and love them the way they would need to be loved. It means paying attention enough to know when things are going well and when things aren't. It means being involved with other people. I could stop here. We could end the sermon, right? Go fan the flame. But I want to get more specific. I want to do a little more. But I want to say this. If we were loving the way we're supposed to, flames wouldn't go out. Flames would be growing, right? Be like that candlelight service where these flames are just growing and expanding. If we love the way we're supposed to love, if we show God's love like it's supposed to be loved, people are going to want to come to us and figure out what's going on, and I want some of that light. Like, give me what's on your candle. I want that. Remember the old math saying, every square is a rectangle, but not every rectangle is a square? Is it just me, the math guy? In this case, encouragement is a lot like that. It's a subset of love. Encouragement is using your words to build someone else up. Using your words to build someone else up. I picked two There's tons of verses, but I picked 2. Jesus died for us so that while we are awake or asleep, we may live together with him. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. Hebrews. See to it, brothers and sisters, that none of you has a sinful, unbelieving heart that turns away from the living God. But encourage one another daily, as long as it's called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness. And the first one is to build each other up. What's in this one? To keep people from turning away. Keep people from hardening their heart. It's one of the things we should be doing for each other is encouraging one another. There's lots of one another's, but this is this. So a couple of stories. So you got your tissues, right? So one of the games I've picked up lately is pickleball, right? You've heard me talk about this. It's a pretty cool community. Of all the sports and things I've done, like this seems to be the one where people can jump in. There's lots of beginners. It's a real friendly community. You can come and play. Usually there's places for you to find your spot. In fact, it's weird when you find the mean people, right? Last week I was leaving one of the places I was playing, and one of the ladies said, I really enjoyed playing with you, and went on. Now, she's one of the good players, right? Now, when the beginners come and tell you that, of course you enjoyed playing with me, right? I'm better than you. But when those people, those players come and say, I enjoyed playing with you, it goes a long way, right? I went back and told her the next time I saw her, I said, thanks for saying that. Like, that was really cool. She said, you're not going to use me in a sermon, are you? Now I kind of have to. She didn't even, like, it wasn't like she didn't plan it, right? She just did it. It was just what she did. Like, thank you for playing with me. I really enjoyed playing with you. That makes me want to come back and play, right? It makes me want to play, makes me want to get to her level so I can play with her more, right? Her and that group really pushes me forward so that I can get better. Me speaking. I like getting up here and speaking. It's always terrifying, but I think I do okay. Now, when this PD thing started happening, right, I started like, do I need to get up there anymore? I've got this weird movements. I trip on stage sometimes, and someday I'm going to fall off stage, and everyone's going to freak out, and I'm going to be fine. I think about it every time I get this close. I get self-conscious. People still listen to me. Can they see past my weirdness? These things go in my head. It's a problem, I know. But you know why I still get up here? Because of you guys. Rachel heard I was speaking one week. She had a friend coming, and she was like, oh, I'm so glad it's you. Your heart comes through, your emotion comes through. And sometimes we need to hear that. I still get conscious about this thing, this crying thing, but I get over it. My study group says things like, always hear something I've never heard before. People thank me for sharing. People show up. People thank me. That goes a long way to getting me back up here. right? You're encouraging me. You're fanning my flame. You're keeping me moving so that I can keep doing what I'm supposed to do. So I push aside the self-consciousness. I push aside the voices in my head. And I keep going. So basically, this is your fault. And then there's Mary Jo. So you can't use the word encouragement without Mary Jo in there. I have people who speak great things to me all the time, right? Mary Jo finds that thing and says it. Like inside, I didn't know I needed that. I don't know how you do it, but she does it for everybody. When we look at those spiritual gifts and the people who have them, we know what hers is. She didn't have to take any of those tests. Like, right? But there's something amazing about the specificity of that, right? It's not, hey, you did a good job. I really liked how you took this and did this and you really did this. Like, I really like that part. Really like how you stood up there and said whatever, right? I've heard her come up to people and say amazing things specific to them, not generic, specific. I want to be like that with my encouragement. We all have something we can encourage somebody else about, right? And it's not about being fake, and it's not about saying, like, you did great today, even though I know it sucked. It's not like going up to the band and saying, perfect, when every note was wrong, right? It's not that. It was just an if, not this week. Right? It's about being honest in your encouragement. You brought me closer to God through your music today. Thank you. I'm still singing Amazed by You in my head, which is a little bothersome when I'm trying to talk. Right? But it's there. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for picking that song. Whatever reason you did it, thank you. When you go back to my pickleball example, right? There's levels of people that I play with. When I played with a kid. It was his first or second time, right? So I beamed a serve at him, hit him right between the eyes, and said, "Welcome to pickleball." And that's what he did. No, absolutely not, right? What did I do? I made him my partner, right? And I taught him how to move and how to hit. And we gave him 3 or 4 shots with his serve, right? Why? So that's where he is. He did great for him. When he hit a shot in, great job. Is that being disconcerting? Is that being fake? No. For someone who just picked up the racket and just learned how to do it, that's appropriate. So it doesn't have to be weird or big or huge, right? It can just be, great job, keep going, keep pushing forward. I know you're new at this. Let's keep going. With the higher pickleball players, they just hit the ball by me, and I'm like, great shot. Because it's a great shot, right? It's better. You encourage people a different way based on their levels. When someone notices me, misses me, relies on me, it makes me keep doing it and trying to do even better. Not because I want to hear the words, or that we need the clapping, or that we need all those things, but I'm actually helping. I'm a part of it. We all want that. We want to be missed. We want to be noticed. We want to be needed. It's adding another log to the fire, right? Now the flame is getting even hotter, getting bigger. Hebrews 10. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. The next level is spur one another on. Now, there's levels to this, right? You don't just walk up to somebody and give them a cattle prod. Yeah. This is where I say be careful. This verse has been used poorly. There are lots of people who like to come up and go, you should be doing this. Go do this. That's not what it's for. It's not what it says. Think of it this way. You love everybody. You encourage the people around you in your church people, right? You spur the people on who you have a relationship with. And I would even say a deep relationship with. If we're using the fire analogy, it's the once the coals get hot and they're glowing red, you stick the little metal thing there and you poke a little bit, try and get it all so you can keep that flame going. The purpose is to push people toward love and good deeds. If what you say, if you're spurring, doesn't move that person toward love and good deeds, then you did it wrong. If someone came to you and did that, and they weren't pushing you toward love and good deeds, they were doing it wrong. It's on them. You can see where this can be misused and become very unhealthy. People are quick to tell you what you should be doing and frame it with, I'm just trying to help you love more. Just trying to help you be a better whatever. Then it's easy to get into that, well, you need a new shirt. Your shoes are wrong color. Right? You get into this like battle that's just useless. That's not pushing either one of you toward love or good works. This level of people in my life is very limited. That I actually listen to, that I allow to spur me on. Keyword, allow, that permission. Even then, I don't always agree with them. Why is Claire laughing? I have no idea. I don't always agree with them. The point is to stir the pot, right? To stir the flame. So sometimes saying something to me says, if that's the way I'm perceived, I need to look at what I'm doing so that I can love better. Sometimes it's, I need to change this so I can love and do more and do better. I want to be better. I want to love more. I want my flame to keep burning. I want it to keep growing, which means I need to let people in to be able to do that for me so I can grow hotter and hotter and hotter. So I've got 1 minute to get to the last 3 pages. Love first. You can love everybody. It's hard to love some people. But you can love everybody. When you show them love, you're showing them God. You're showing them Jesus. You're showing them the thing they need to know. That starts the flame. So love first looks like praying for, encouraging, listening, submitting, getting out of the way, celebrating, wanting the best for the other. Use your words. When you encourage, when you use your words, don't assume they know. They may not know that they're a good speaker. They may not know that they're a good singer. They may not know that they're a good writer, talker, encourager. They may not know. They don't know that about themselves yet. They know because you tell them. Use your words. Now, it can be notes, it can be cards, it can be emails, it can be texts. All those, use your words. Tell them. I think when you look somebody in the eye and tell them that, it carries a little more. But use your words however you can get that out. Remind them, tell them, remind yourself. Don't wait. If you see it, say it. This may be the only time you get to do it. Not the whole death thing, they may die before you see them again, right? This may be the last time they tried singing out loud. This may be the last time that they get up in front of people. This may be the last time that they go feed the homeless with you. Tell them when you see it. You're good at this. Look at the difference you made in these three people's lives. Thank you for helping in the kids with me, because look at what these kids, look how much fun these kids had with you. They don't have that kind of fun with me, right? Tell them when you see it. And do the Mary Jo and be as specific as you can, right? If you see it, say it, and tell them what you see. Last reminder, encouragement is about them. It's not about you. Love them, encourage them, love them. Build them up, fan their flame. Paul was telling Timothy, you can do this. I have confidence in you. I sent you. You're doing it. Keep doing it. He was telling the people in Thessalonica, it looks like the end, and you may all die, but you can do this. You can run the race. And if you die, you're in heaven anyway. It's that encouragement. It's that pushing. It's that helping. Because that's the point. Back to the beginning. Flame attention. God is in you and is working. These things should wake you up to the point, like Paul told Timothy, you can do this. And up to this point, I've kind of been focusing on an individual fire, like you're helping Paul, you're helping Drew fan that flame, build it back up. As much as I talk about community, right? Imagine when all those fires get rolling. And they just keep growing and growing and growing. Now you're looking at that city on a hill picture, right? It's bright. It's warm. It's inviting. People want to be there. Draw people to Jesus. Show people Jesus. And they will stay. If I show people Rusty, I'll do something stupid. 100% guaranteed. Jesus will not. When you draw them to Jesus, they'll see what they're supposed to see. I have so many examples I could go through in this church because y'all do it. But I don't want you to forget. Keep fanning the flames of the people around you. Keep loving on people. Keep using your words. Keep loving on people around you.